So, forgot to do introduction. I'm at my club water. Today's the day for me starting my 24 hours. Was meant to do an introduction at home, let you know that the van's packed and all ready, but obviously I'm here now. Bivvy's up, which I will show you later on in the video. It's a new one for me, and it's very spacious, especially just, well, it's for me. It's not a two-man, it's a one-man bivvy, but my old bivvy would fit inside this quite easily if I took a certain part out. It's but yeah, I'll show you around the bivvy later on in the video. Meant to be fishing, so I'm going to get my rods out and get the rig sorted, get the rods out, and then I'll show you around the bivvy later on. So, quick update. Put a PVA bag out while I was sorting out my mix. I had a bream, so here's what it is. Son-in-law's got his first rod out in about 9 months, so hopefully he'll get a bream. He can catch all the breams tonight, and then just leave me with a carp. But still not got round to tidying up and sorting out my bivvy yet, because I'm too busy. I was too busy getting the mix ready. So that'll be going out very shortly. I'll go through the mix in a bit anyway. Same as everything else, I will try and go through as much as what I do as I can on this session. And I will catch up with you in very soon. Well, we're off the mark again. Not sure what it is. It's going to be a bream, I bet. But we will see. Might not be a bream. Might be one of the F1s. Hopefully. Yeah, I was hoping for one of the ghostly F1s. Never mind. It's a carp of some sort. Not too bad. Very big. Maybe about a pound. But at least it's a carp of some sort. Nice little F1, clean, and he's in absolutely perfect condition. Well, let's pop him back and then let's get the rods back out. Snag. But it did beep. Why is it snagged though? Don't know. Not sure whether it's going to be another F1, I think. I think it's going to get hammered with F1s a little bit today. Yeah, have a little F1. But at least I know it's fish feeding. So that's a plus. And I've still not got my other rod out yet. But that's what happens when people come around and start talking to you. all I've been doing is casting out little PVA bags to the island where I'm spotting anyway. I think it's trying to put a bigger bait on, just see if we can get through to the bigger carp. But again, about a pound, pound and a half, but at least fish are feeding. So I was going to show you the bait mix that I'm using on one of the spots. But as you heard, I had a few beeps on the previous little clip before this. So in here, I've got from Incredible Baits the trap. It's a very knotty mix, and yeah, it smells. You can't smell it, but yeah, very knotty. It's got some pellets in there, not a lot, just a few normal coarse pellets, and some slightly bigger pellets there. Got some corn, and I've got some crushed hemp, and it's only a handful like that. That's all I've put in. Dampened it down, mixed that in. That's the spod mix that's going out on a spot by the island, which that's where I've been having the F1s from. Yes, I've been on PVA bags, and yes, I've still not got a proper big hook bait out there yet, because I've had a few more beeps. But my left hand rod is at 7.5 wraps, and I'm just going to show you that mix now. But there's a bit of a twist with that mix, which I'll tell you about in a second. Now this mix, as you can see, we've got some red baits, some creamy colour baits, again pellets, bit of crushed corn and corn, crushed hemp and a bit of corn. But these baits are handmade by me, using a recipe that I got off one of the Facebook pages. And like I say, previously in the previous clip, my left hand rod had a few beeps, and that is on this bait. Now the creamy coloured looking baits, they're like a creamy caramel type bait, but the red ones, believe it or not, are Vimto. And I've hand rolled some hook baits that I've been soaking in Vimto, and that's what I've had that bite on the left hand rod. But look at that, it's all bits, you know. Even if I catch a bream or an F1 on this mix, it's something that I've made, so I'll be quite happy that I've actually caught on it. But like I say, we'll keep you updated throughout the course of the 24 hours. Like I say, I'm now going to get my other rod sorted, ready to go out by the island, because I'm obviously going to reel in the PVA bag rod, because that's obviously not going to be staying out this evening. I want a bigger bait out there ready. So I'm just going to get another 2 or 3 spoms out by the island, and obviously I'll show you where that is. Well, it's on the video now, showing you the mix that I'm using out by the island, and I'm only using the small mini spom. There's no wind or anything like that, so that's the spom that I'm using. Only a small little one. So I did say I'll give you a quick preview of my bivvy. It's a complete mess at present in there, but in comparison to my other bivvy, where I can now get my comfy chair in at the front and still got space for my feet, quite happy. It's a Avid HQ dual layer, so there's the inner capsule inside, so that is actually meant to stop the need for an overwrap. And obviously got a peak on this one, with a letterbox door, not like the other one where it didn't have that facility really. It was just a zip up from the bottom. This is a 20,000 hydrostatic head. So we've got 2 rod straps on the peak, and then we've got your tensioning bars, and then I can have 3 rods on this side, and it's the same on the other side as well. Bit different, these are pegged out, the poles are separate, where most bivvies join sort of down here. The poles are coming at an angle. This doesn't do that, as you can see. And then got a nice little bivvy little airflow window at the back. The good thing with this is I can zip the entire back panel off, and I can unzip the front panel off, which then, but that's the inner capsule will stay in place. As you can see, you can unzip all them panels off, but the inner capsule will stay in place. So in the summer, I can just have an open bivvy without the need to worry about mozzies and insects getting in. One of the plus sides, so right now, obviously I've got the back little airflow panels shut up, but I can undo all 3 panels, so the inner capsule, the mozzie mesh, and the outer coating. I can undo it all from the inside, so I just have complete airflow. These also, these panels, these will just roll back out of the way, these side panels, so I don't need to unzip the front off if I don't want to, and the same as the back one, don't need to unzip it completely. I can just, in fact, I'll see if I can show you. So you can just literally fold it down and tuck it in at the bottom, so you don't need to do it. But there's the inner capsule there, and as you can see, that's also got a zip on it, so if I want to, I can just unzip the entire front and back panels, including the inner capsule, and I can just have it completely free, open for airflow. I've only taken it up, put it up a couple of times. Hold on, getting some liners. And I think it's taken me about 10 minutes in total to put up, maybe 15 minutes I think. Once I get used to it, it won't take as long, but sturdy, very sturdy. So I know if my other bivvy stood up in Storm Eunice, I'm pretty sure this one will as well. So that's the new base camp bivvy for me. So like I say, it's the Avid HQ dual layer with the inner capsule. Absolutely, I'll let you know in the morning how warm it is, because its temperatures should drop a little bit this evening. I think it's time to have a proper bivvy sort out though. So I'm finally getting round to getting my rod ready for the island. I've not had any more liners on it or any more beeps, so what we got is a nice tungsten anti-tangle sleeve at one end, going up to what they class as a turbo German rig. So it's basically a spinner rig that will give me a lot of movement on the bottom. It's quite a flexible hook link, because I know it is quite silty out there. And I've got one of the new incredible baits, the trap. Ooh, speak too soon. So I've got the incredible baits trap, just drilled it out, small amount of cork in the top just to balance it a little bit, because it's quite a big bait. It's 19mm, so hopefully this will deter the bream and the F1s, but if not, then I might need to double up maybe, in which case I'll have to possibly tie a different rig, but we'll see. I've generally had the bigger carp on 18mm, so 19mm should be fine. And like I say, these actually smell absolutely fantastic, these. So we'll see. We'll get that out in the lake in a minute, out by the island. Give it another hour and top it up again with another 2 or 3 spoms, little minis. I just want to keep bait going in all the time. But as you can see, or you might be able to hear on the video, it's now starting to rain, so it's a good test for the new bivvy as well. So we'll get this rig sorted and get it out there. I've seen a few show as well again, so saw a few show when I arrived this morning. That's why we chose these pegs. But obviously getting clipped up and throwing leads all over does spook them a bit, but hopefully with the bait now going in on a regular basis, every hour or so, just a few, like I say, little mini spoms, hopefully we'll get into some of the proper carp. Hopefully some of the bigger ones would be nice. I know last year in summer I counted 13 ghost carp, you know, nice silver ones. One show, and that's in amongst the God knows how many others that I saw as well. But we reckon, one person reckoned that there's about 15, maybe 16 like ghosty / koi in here. So we'll see how we go. So quick update. There's been a few fish showing over my left hand spot, my right hand spot, my son-in-law's right hand spot. So and obviously my right hand spot is his left hand spot. We're fishing 2 rods together out by the island. So yeah, it's still raining, but I've been out and had a look at the top of my bivvy and the side, and it just sort of beads up and is just running off lovely. So hopefully I won't get wet this evening. Just having a nice brew. You've got to have a brew while you're fishing. Just made son-in-law his brew and took that down to his bivvy. But yeah, fish are feeding, because I think every now and again I can see a flat spot coming up just where that crushed hemp is, and there's like I say, that on some of the pellets there was some natropel as well, and that gives up a nice little slick as well when they're eating it. And I keep getting a little slick on my left hand rod, and like I say, the island spot as well, a little bit of a slick on that. But yeah, still raining, but not worried. I'm nice and dry and loads of room, and for saying that, my rod goes, I'm not going to be dry for long. So, but as long as it's not an F1 or a bream, and it's a proper king carp, common or mirror, not fussed how big either. But yeah, look, it's looking good. It's looking good out there for a bite. So we'll see what happens. The only problem with this peg is the bush right in front of the swim. So in summer that's going to be a bit awkward to watch the water. But then saying that, in summer I'm not going to be sat in my bivvy. I'm going to be, well, I'll be sat under a brolly, so I don't sit in the sun. Not a sun worshipper, me. This is the ideal time of year for me. It's not cold, it's not hot. Yeah, it's nice. It's definitely not cold at the moment. I'm in a t-shirt. Yes, admittedly it's a long sleeve one. But yeah, I'm quite happily sat here in a t-shirt. So I'm not even put on my boots either. My feet aren't cold. So we'll see how we go, and we'll have a catch up soon. Just checking through my Facebook, and I've just had a memory come up from 11 years ago. It's a picture. Yes, it is me fishing, and that was down at Ditchfield's glass forming place, just by the 585 in Blackpool. He's got a couple of little lakes there. I will put that photo up right after this little bit. One thing to add about that fish, it was cold, very cold. That I do remember. And I was fishing with a mate of mine, Chris, and that was caught on the last cast on a little flatbed method feeder, and a single piece of coal on a God knows what size hook. That bit I can't remember, but I know it was the last cast because we started packing up. And yeah, please no comments about what I'm dressed in, please. Yes, with a camo jacket and the blue waterproofs, and yeah, look, I know it's not about what we look like, but yeah, no comments. That was 11 years ago, and I was actually match fishing. But yeah, cracking carp. I wonder what other ones are going to pop up in the near future, because I'm pretty sure some more will pop up, and I'll also add them to the videos as we go along. I could add them all in one video, but it's nice to see the memories pop up on Facebook. Bit of a quick update. It's still slicking out on my spots, getting the odd bleep on my right hand rod. It's now got that bigger bait on, which is like I say, one of the freezer baits, the trap from Incredible Baits. Oh, that's my left hand rod. And my left hand rod's starting to get the odd bleep, and that's on my homemade baits. So we'll see. But yeah, getting some good indications that fish are out there, because it's slicking up as well. So yeah, I've seen a few minor shows, what I think are minor shows. So over the spots, so we'll see how that pans out. Just topped up with 3 or 4 little mini spoms over each spot. I'll do that again in about an hour's time, because it's just coming up to 5 o'clock now, so we've still got plenty of light, as you can see. Loads of light still. So yeah, looking good. It's not gone cold. It's not cold, so, but looking good for a bite. So I'll give you an update later on. Quick update. Just had a carp, a proper one, in my net. So I'll gonna get him sorted. My son-in-law's just ordering food, so he's going to come and do a bit of filming and photo as well in a minute. Nearly went in. So not going to weigh it. It's not worth. It's not. I don't even think he's a double figure. But he is a proper carp, which is good. He's not an F1. So let's see if he's going to behave for us. Doubt it. So there we go. Nice little carp. First one of the day. Hopefully not the last. So update, it is now dark. Had a lovely Chinese, so that was nice. A couple of other anglers have shown up now as well. They're on the right hand bank, so there's only still me and my son-in-law on this bank. You know, they're fishing quite away from where we're fishing anyway. Obviously it has gone a bit dark out there now, but and the rain hasn't stopped either, so it's just hope we get into one of the bigger fish. I'm absolutely stuffed now though after my Chinese, so I think I'll get Spotify on, listen to a few podcasts before getting tucked up. Yeah, it's still looks good. Just this rain, don't really fancy getting absolutely soaked for an F1 or a bream. So, but hopefully, if we do get a take, it'll be a bigger fish. You know, got bigger baits on now, so we'll see how the night goes. And I'll give you an update just before I get into bed, I think, if I've not had one before. Just a little quick update on my homemade baited spot on the Vimtos. I've had my first fish. Unfortunately, it was a bream, but at least I know that they're out there and it is working. I've put another couple of spombs over the top, only little minis, but yeah, getting wet for a bream, not my idea of ideal night, but hopefully the rain will ease off, and then the fish will switch on and we'll start getting into some of the bigger ones. Again, not going to weigh him, but he is a pretty little common. It's not a common at all. He's a mirror. Again, look at that, lovely. You know, that's oh, another one's starting to go. But yeah, absolutely cracking little carp. Put up a little decent account of itself underneath the rod tip. Again, not even a double, but again, quite happy with that. So again, that's on the Incredible Baits, the trap, over the baited spot. So my son-in-law's had a nice little common. He didn't come and get me. He said he wasn't very big, bit similar to the size of the common I had earlier. And a guy across on the other bank, he's just had a common as well. Temperatures dropped, but rain has stopped, so that's a good thing. Very clear sky now. Very few clouds in the sky, so temperature, like I say, has dropped a little bit. But the fish are moving about. I've heard a couple as well now, after resetting my rod and putting a few more spombs out. I've heard a couple more around the island, and and what sounded like more to my left than my left hand rod is. So you never know, might get fish come over onto my left hand spot. Hopefully get another one on my right hand spot. So, but I'll keep you updated. I think I'm gonna get back in my bag and warm my feet up a little bit. And a PB to boot at £17.10. I am chuffed to bits with that. Absolutely cracking fish. Came on the same baited spot out by the island. Yeah, what can I say? PB on my first use of this bait. Absolutely chuffed. I'm gonna get him back. Get a few quick photo, and then I'm gonna get him back in the water. Oh, morning update. After that 17:10 last night, didn't get any more. I had a bit of a lay in this morning, to be honest. I know when I woke up, there's 5 people on one bank and another couple on the other bank. So angling pressure's gone up by a lot this morning. And I think the way that everybody's positioned now, the chances are they're all going to have pushed over to the far bank. But it is what it is, you know, it's a club water. But we'll see. There's always chance of one. Going to give it another hour, and then I'm going to top up my swim with a bit of bait, and fingers crossed we'll have another one. And at least it stopped raining this morning. It's nice and sunny out there. Clouds are moving away. It's looking quite nice, so I'm happy with that. So, a bit of an update. The lake has got so much busier. There's lines all over the place now, which it's a club water. It's a Saturday. It's going to happen. But you know, still got a couple of hours left. A couple of guys have already gone home because, like I say, there's a lot of lines in the water now. One bank, there's like 8 anglers, and the guy that was here at 6:30, I went out to chat with him, and he said he was here at 6:30, and he's just been surrounded by anglers now. Which, like I say, it's a good bank to fish from, and that guy's getting closer and closer to my lines. But yeah, it's still time for a bite. Rods were redone this morning, fresh baits, and the last little bit of mix put over the top. Got a couple of hours left before I'm gonna go home and have a nice bath. Started packing down my gear, just make it easier for later on. To be honest, I might pack it all down apart from the rods, because it's not cold. My jumper that was soaked last night, that's nice and dry now. So yeah, I might just pack it all down, and just all I've got then to do is my rods, and put my last chair on. But like I say, fingers crossed, we'll have another bite. If not, I'll give you an update just as we're leaving. Well, this is the final update as I am packed up and ready to go home. I've not had anything more. Reese, my son-in-law, he's had a bream to go with the carp that he had last night. But overall, not a bad session. The sun's absolutely beaming now. It's a shame I've not got another 24 hours, but unfortunately work calls tomorrow, so I need to get home, sort all this out, and start editing this video, I suppose, because I think there's quite a bit of footage for this 24 hours, which is really good, to be honest. My next trip, I think, will be back here, possibly Helston Hall. Not quite sure yet. Depends on time, really. But we will go from there. Catch up with you soon. Forgot to let you guys know what I thought of the Avid dual layer HQ. Loads more room than my old Bivvy. Tons of room. Like I said, I can get my chair in there and stuff. Heat wise, no problems. Very warm, even though the temperature did drop in the night when it stopped raining. No cloud, temperature dropped quite dramatically, but didn't feel the drop in temperature. And condensation, zero condensation. One of the first things I checked when I got up was between the inner capsule and the outer membrane. No condensation on it whatsoever. So for me, I think the way forward for me in future, for any Bivvy that I do buy, will be something similar to what I've got now, with an inner capsule. I know a friend of mine, Tony, that also fishes on the club water. He's got a T2, but he doesn't use an overwrap. He uses the inner capsule, and like he said there's no condensation. So I think anybody looking at a new Bivvy, go for something with an inner capsule. Like I say, that the Avid HQ dual layer, I can't fault it. Takes me a little bit longer to put up because there's a lot more pegs that go in it in comparison to my other. But saying that, no, because I've not got to put an overwrap on. So I would say it's about the same time, about 10 minutes, if that. By the time I've got it all tensioned out properly, and yeah, but space wise, the ground sheet clips in, which is a nice thing. It's a heavy duty one. But yeah, I can't fault it, to be honest. Really can't fault it at all. Very happy with it. And that's my thoughts on the new Bivvy.